Mr. Wicker's Window, Chapter 17, by Carley Dawson. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. Recording by Arthur Piantadosi. The following morning, while Chris was telling Mr. Wicker of the ammunition being loaded on the Venture, Becky Boozer announced a visit from Captain Blizzard and Elisha Finney. "Show them in, Becky," Mr. Wicker told her. To Chris he said, "I wonder what brings them here so early. It must be a matter of some importance. Stay with me, Christopher. I shall present you to the captain." The extraordinary pair came in, and Chris was introduced to Captain Blizzard and Mr. Finney. The captain was all smiles except for his eyes. Chris noted that his eyes did not smile at all. Mr. Finney, true to form, cast down his eyes, sighed, and let the corner of his wide, thin lips droop almost to his chin. When char large enough and solid enough had been found for Captain Blizzard, and Becky had brought in a decanter of sherry and glasses to be set before the visitors, Chris shut the study door and sat down on the floor where he could observe the three faces before him. Mr. Wicker spoke first. "Well, Captain, what brings you here so betimes? No trouble of any kind, I trust." Captain Blizzard sat down his glass of sherry and cleared his throat. "Now, sir, needs must I come to unpleasant news, and sorry I am to bring it. I have heard that the Venture plans to sail at any time, and you well know she is a fast-sailing ship." He folded his plump hands over his paunch and twiddled his thumbs with agitation. "Sir, it has been nosed about that the Venture is headed for the West Indies." He paused, but glanced at Mr. Finney, who nodded forlornly, his mouth drooping. "That is not so." The captain looked with anxious eyes at Mr. Wicker. "Early this morning Ned Silly brought me the information that the Venture is to sail to the China seas." Mr. Wicker's face was grave, but showed no surprise. "I knew some trouble was ahead," he said slowly, "but did not know what form it was to take." He paused. "News of sailings and destinations get about so rapidly, it is much more than likely that someone overheard the destination of the Mirabelle and sold his knowledge to Captain Chew. Although," he added thoughtfully, "I think Claggett Chew guessed it. Well," and Mr. Wicker looked alertly at the two men, "what advice do you give me?" Mr. Blizzard wagged his head. "Nay, sir, it was for orders that I came to you. It is for you to say." "How soon can the Mirabelle put to sea?" Mr. Wicker asked, and Chris's heart skipped a beat. "At any time, sir." The captain at once replied, "We have nearly water enough, and quite sufficient stores. The men are all assembled." And the captain fell silent, and no one spoke for several minutes. Mr. Wicker, leaning his chin on his folded hands, was lost in thought. "How move the tides?" he finally asked, raising his head. The captain, with surprising briskness for so large a man, pulled some folded shirts from his pocket. Without a word, the three men rose and went over to the table, pushing aside the china bowl filled with flour to spread the charts flat on the tabletop. Captain Blizzard leaned his knuckles on the boards. "The tide will be high at midnight, sir," he informed them. "See!" He pointed a short forefinger at one spot. "Here is a sandbar that the tide covers but for a short time, and should there be other ships crowding the river near this point, we must slip through then, or not at all." Mr. Wicker examined the charts and nodded. "Very well," he said. "So must it be." And Chris felt that his heartbeat would stifle him. It pounded so fast and thickly in his throat. All at once, looking up into the thoughtful face of his master, Chris longed to be able to stay safe at home. The imminent journey, so far, and perhaps so perilous, suddenly seemed too much for him. Mr. Wicker had taken the river charts and rolled them up, and now turned to the captain and first mate. "Captain Blizzard and you, Mr. Finney. Should watercast be seen going on board, the whole of Georgetown will know you mean to sail. I therefore ask you to so contrive it that the casts be hidden in bales or boxes so they seem to be anything but what they are." He tapped the rolled charts softly in the palm of his hand. "Our only chances to steal a march on the Venture will be to sail at least a day before her." The two men listening nodded in agreement. "There is one other thing. Your orders for where you are to anchor, once near China, will be secret and carried on the person of this boy." He laid a hand on Chris's shoulder. "It is a task of utmost secrecy to carry out, and will require your help, encouragement, and silence." Captain Blizzard and Mr. Finney looked solemnly at Chris, who looked solemnly back. "Not only that," Mr. Wicker went on, "but his presence on the ship must not be known until the Mirabelle is well at sea." He glanced down meditatively at Chris. "I shall arrange to bring him aboard somehow, and give you your sailing orders later." He strode over to the window, looking out to his gardens and the trees where the apples showed their russet cheeks. "Leave me these charts for yet a little while, and I shall ponder out on our plans," said Mr. Wicker. He turned. "See that the water casks are taken on at once, Captain, and hidden, and make plans for Christopher here," and at a beseeching look from Chris, he added with a smile, "and Amos." No sooner were the captain and Mr. Finney gone than Chris spoke up with great excitement. "Mr. Wicker, sir, I've a plan. May we look at the river charts again?" Master and pupil spread out the charts once more, and Chris pointed eagerly. "Look, sir, here is the sandbar, and here," he put his finger down, "is the Venture, or she was yesterday. Now, sir, the sandbar being just below and ahead of the Venture, once the Mirabelle has slipped by, wouldn't it be too bad if something happened to make the Venture drift with the tide and run aground?" He looked eagerly up into Mr. Wicker's face and saw it in the reflection of his own excitement. "And there are times, Christopher," said Mr. Wicker with his eyes snapping, "when you'll surprise even me. But how is it to be done?" "Well, sir," began Chris, "it is a little tricky, but I think, what with the things we know, it can be worked." He began outlining to his master the details of the plan. End of chapter 17 of Mr. Wicker's Window by Carley Dawson.